Man, these past 2 weeks have been awful. I wonder what my favorite political commentary YouTuber, Absent Atlas, has to say about this. What the hell?
Hello everybody, Atlas here. I know it's been 2 weeks since the inauguration and I still haven't posted any coverage. I know. In my defense, I was busy trying to process the accelerating collapse of the country I live in and its consequences for marginalized individuals such as myself who live there. But also, and let's be honest here, I have a crippling Leviticus.world addiction.
Miss Winters, we need the egotistical bitch back up like you.
I know just the person.
Every single year, it feels more and more like we're living in some sort of fucked up dystopian satire. Like, we're just living through season 5 of The Boys at this point. About 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump was inaugurated the 47th President of the United States, and oh my god, did Elon just sig heil on national television? Oh, there he goes again. Elon Musk being a Nazi? Who could have seen this one coming? As Trump took office, he signed dozens of executive orders ranging from ones ending birthright citizenship to ones accidentally defining every single American as a woman. Yeah, for a bunch of people who claim that biology is on their side, transphobes don't really seem to understand much about human biology. All around the country and across the world, we are already starting to see the consequences of fascism taking power in America. ICE has begun raids across the country, grabbing not only undocumented immigrants off the street, but also just random American citizens as well. Trump has frozen Medicaid, and we've not only withdrawn from the Paris Climate Accords, which, to be fair, was kind of a complete joke, but also the World Health Organization. Because what better way to usher in a new golden age for America than bringing back polio? There is a lot to unpack here, so in today's video I'd like to do something of a damage assessment. We'll look at the major changes that have been made in this first 2 weeks of the Trump presidency and how damaging they are, starting with immigration. Trump has ordered ICE to start going door to door and rounding up undocumented immigrants or suspected undocumented immigrants. That includes trying to enforce their removal even in amnesty cities. So far, they've been arresting roughly 1,000 people per day. Obviously, an alarming amount of people, but it's a far cry from the 11 million they wanted deported. Many of the people being arrested are just US citizens. It's like hilarious how incompetent ICE is. There are also going to be massive logistical bottlenecks with this. Naturally, when you're trying to forcibly remove and try 11 million people, which will probably keep arrests at relatively low levels for at least a short while. That being said, ICE raids are nothing to sneeze at. Stay safe, folks. No, you're right. He also said that he wants to start holding detained undocumented immigrants in fucking Guantanamo Bay. The place where the US holds and tortures fucking terrorists? All for what? The crime of wanting a better life for their family. I'm gonna be completely honest with you here, folks. Donald Trump wants to be Hitler so fucking bad, dude. Like, he did the fascist thing where they frown in their portraits. They kind of have a scowl on their face. I mean, come the fuck on. A new golden age? Like, it's so blatantly obvious, he might as well just say the quiet part out loud. Then there's the denial of birthright citizenship to children born in the US if their parents weren't legal citizens or lawful permanent residents. This is basically just repealing DACA, and it's been temporarily blocked by a federal judge. Other executive orders include ones freezing the refugee admissions program, deploying US military personnel to the US-Mexico border, and pursuing the death penalty against undocumented migrants accused of crimes. Now, I personally don't really see how this is going to help bring down the price of eggs and reduce the cost of living for so many Americans that were struggling and are still struggling. But listen, this guy's an expert at this stuff. He wrote The Art of the Deal, okay, guys? He's got this. It's all part of his plan. Just trust. Moving to LGBTQ rights, obviously Trump signed an order reinstating the ban on transgender people serving in the United States military. This, of course, is to protect the most valuable citizens of the United States, our incredible transgenders who are far too precious to risk on the field of combat. In addition, trans women will no longer be sent to women's prisons, and trans people will no longer be offered gender-affirming care in prisons. This ruling and others like it not only deny trans people basic human rights, but also essentially declare trans people in the United States second-class citizens. Understand that sending a trans woman to a men's prison is akin to a death sentence. And sending trans people to prison without access to gender-affirming care will kill plenty more. This decision was actually blocked by a judge. Thankfully enough, I don't know if it's going to be temporary or if it's permanent, but if anything changes, I'll keep you updated. There's also the total erasure of any mention of trans people on government websites, including guidelines for LGBTQ Americans being cut to just LGB. What we are witnessing is the earliest stages of trans genocide in America, and it's disgusting and also terrifying. Also, there's the ban on gender changes on official federal documentation, such as passports. I heard a rumor that supposedly a travel agency had the authorization to confiscate the passports of any individual looking to get a gender marker change, and the fact that that rumor is even believable, incredibly alarming. So please, exercise the utmost caution, folks. And then there are the fucking tariffs. 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada, 10% tariffs on goods from China. Now, granted, both Canada and Mexico reached a deal with Trump to delay the tariffs for a month, but this is still absolutely ludicrous. If you voted for Trump because you thought he was going to lower the cost of living, congratulations, you fucking played yourself. Because everyone knows the way to lower prices is by starting a trade war with all your country's largest trading partners. You think the massive mega corporations are just gonna foot the bill for these tariffs out of the kindness of their own heart? No, all these costs are gonna be passed down to you, the consumer. And then there are the plane crashes. I mean, we knew that Trump was going to start destroying federal agencies when he got into office. I didn't realize the FAA was one of them. Since Trump took office, there have been plane crashes in DC, Philadelphia, Seattle. But don't worry, guys, it was all just because of these highly trained professionals. We're actually just DEI hires, folks. That's what happened. I mean, Trump wants to close FEMA, he wants to ethnically cleanse Palestinians, he wants to throw undocumented immigrants into camps. Every single headline this week is like, breaking news, Donald Trump has ordered the closure of the FDA, which I don't believe has happened yet, but with this administration, who even fucking knows? It's a lot. And that's kind of why it took me so long to make this video. I don't entirely know what to make of all this. This time that we are living in is simultaneously precedented, yet unprecedented. We know how fascists rise to power, and we're seeing all the signs here and now. But it's been, what, 80 years since the fall of Nazi Germany? Who can say exactly how this is going to play out in the modern era? What I can say is a few things. First of all, now is the time to strengthen and lean on our communities. We keep us safe. The institutions that we relied on to protect us from the encroach of fascism have now crumbled. You cannot rely on the government to keep you safe. You cannot rely on the Democratic Party to keep you safe. But you can rely on your community. Now is the time to be relying on each other for mutual aid, deepening your connections with your community, and preparing to keep your community safe. Secondly, I think we're going to have some uncomfortable conversations in the next couple of months. Fascism is now here. No, Trump hasn't declared himself acting dictator of the United States or anything, but these are the early stages of a fascist state emerging. And we have to talk about what we are going to do about it. Oh, but Atlas, you're overreacting. There's a famous saying, actually. It's that the road to fascism is lined with people telling you to stop overreacting. Think about that. Finally, I have to say that despite the fact our sitting president has launched a war on everything that is good and decent in this country, we have to hold fast. Do not surrender, do not give in. Instead, get fucking lived up, rah!
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom, and it's our maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it, and the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
Anyways, guys, that's all I got for today's video. Thank you so much to Nezzy for doing those voice lines at the start of today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, leaving a like, commenting on this video. It all really helps. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.